Hello everybody, it's me, Miz Cracker. Listen, I am talking to women who are changing the game in their field. And today we are talking to XOXO Emira, who is a TikTok beauty icon. Well, let's just say a beauty icon, period. And I can't wait till she gets here so she can Kiki with Cracker.
Hi, doll.
Oh my God, how did you get in here?
Oh, the door was open.
I left it ajar. I said that in the Craigslist ad.
Yeah.
How you doing, baby?
I'm good. How are you?
I can tell you just woke up, not a stitch of makeup on.
No, I just rolled right out of bed.
You look fabulous. Well, I have to tell you, I'm very excited to talk to you today for many reasons. One, I feel like you're going to challenge me because I'm going to paint you, but you are an artist yourself. And that like raises the stakes so high.
Oh God.
Have you ever been like painted by a clown queen before?
I have not, and I'm so excited because you're so iconic, and I'm ready. I'm ready. Give me everything.
You recently celebrated your birthday, but it was more than just a year of life for you. It was celebrating your name. Can you talk a little bit about the celebration, which looked fabulous, by the way?
Thank you. No, it was amazing. So this was my 25th birthday, and I decided to use that moment to announce my new name, Amira. And it means princess in Arabic.
I was gonna say, tell them what it means, because that's important.
It means princess in Arabic, but it's also an anagram for my grandma's name if you swap out the E with an A.
Yeah.
And it means, it's like Maria if you like switch up the letters.
Yeah.
So that's really sweet because she passed away the year before. So it's amazing. My mom helped choose the name, so.
Not everyone gets to have a celebration like this.
Yeah, I'm definitely really lucky to be able to have that celebration because I know so many people don't get to celebrate their name that way and have their entire family there, like my mom, my dad, my siblings, and all my friends, all my like close friends, and then also like influencer friends that I made over the past years, which was awesome, my fellow TikTok creators.
Tell me about the family that you've created through TikTok and like what it means to you to be a TikTok creator.
Yeah, I think at the core of all my videos, I always try to make it all about confidence. Like that's my big thing is like, yeah, it's about beauty and yeah, it's about curling your hair and putting on makeup, but also the main thing and the reason that I like do what I do is because that's what makes me feel confident. And I feel like I try to not act because it's not acting. It's just like when you like hype yourself up consistently through your videos and like whenever you're getting yourself ready, you feel better throughout the day. And I feel like so many people tell me like, oh my God, you're the best hype woman. Like if I, like this is how I should be talking to myself every day in the mirror when I'm getting ready. And I'm like, yeah, you should.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love the video that you made around Valentine's Day with
thank you.
Victoria's Secret.
Yes.
Because it was just, for those of you who haven't seen the video, it's about taking yourself out on a date and giving yourself a day of love. Why did you make the video that way?
I could be like, oh, I'm gonna go on a date and like go on a date with some guy, some loser in New York City. But I was like, no, I think that I am going to make it all about myself and I'm gonna make it all about me spending time with myself and spending love on myself.
Yeah, and do you feel like that you get confidence because you make that commitment
Absolutely.
all the time?
My parents always told me to put yourself first no matter what, even when you're in a romantic relationship. And I think that's so important because we often like lose ourselves, I feel like, especially like with work and like boys, and it's easy to get lost in the sauce.
Do you feel like you lose focus on work when you have a boy in your life?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's like human, you know?
Yeah, it takes everything down a notch.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I have to make sure to go to
Yeah,
work party.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I can't do a blue eyeshadow tutorial. I have, dinner with him tonight. I'm like, you know what? F that. If I'm gonna go, I'm gonna show up to dinner with blue eyeshadow on.
Now, you are breaking boundaries all the time,
Thank you.
which is amazing. One of your biggest boundaries that you broke was this Victoria's Secret collab and work with them that you've been doing. Talk to me about how that came about and like most of all what it means to you.
Absolutely.
To be able to do that.
Well, one of my close friends, Jordan, if you're watching this, shout out, love ya. Her family is best friends with people really high up at Victoria's Secret. Mm-hmm. And they all lived in the same kind of town. And so they were having like a big family dinner one night and she like brought me up. This was like a year ago when I had like 10 followers.
Work.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And she brought me up and they were like, oh my God, whoa, that's so cool. Like that she like is all about that. Like that's what her TikTok page is. And you know, I hadn't really like taken myself seriously online at that point. And she brought it up, and then 6 months later, they like started working on it and reached out to my team, and it just spiraled from there. But what it means to me, I think, is, you know, Victoria's Secret has a tumultuous past, we can say.
What a great way to put that.
Right. But they have worked with trans models before. They worked with Valentina Sampaio. I don't know if that's how I say her last name, but she's beautiful, but she's not black. And I was like, I think that I am now the first black trans girl to have ever worked with Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, that's so amazing. Now, do you think about the young people that are looking up to you when you do something like that?
I do. I think about a lot of the brown and people of color in general, and just like all the little black boys and girls who are thinking about transitioning. And, you know, I feel like when you're black and you're trans, you see yourself at the bottom of the totem pole. Like, it truly is the very bottom of the barrel. It's like, there's like a hierarchy of like, you know, of social, like people seeing themselves in representation and just in social life in general. And for me to just jump to the top like that and be like, oh yeah, now every other black, brown person of color and being trans can go straight to the top like that with working with Victoria's Secret. Like that's insane. Like I hope there are kids that are looking up to that and being like, holy shit.
Okay, I don't have to think about boundaries in the same way anymore because someone has kicked them down.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I felt when I saw Valentina. It's like the same thing.
Yeah. As a beauty consumer,
right,
and someone who loves the industry, what's something that I can do to support a more diverse industry?
That is an interesting question. You know, I think following and supporting creators who don't fit the traditional norms in beauty. There's this TikTok creator I'm obsessed with. His handle's Glam Jesus. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't, but I'm about to.
Oh my God, they're fabulous. But I think following and supporting creators who are non-binary or, you know, don't fit the traditional norm. I think that's a big way to support in the industry.
Okay.
Because it helps brands know these are the people that people want to see.
Yeah, they're loved. They have a market. And that's incredible. I think about whenever anyone says, "Oh, I love drag," I'm like, do you only love like 2 major stars,
right?
Or do you follow and like really get to know
the entire industry?
Community?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that when they're like, you know, I love this queen who's different from this one, and this one's from this place, this one's that.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh, you're in it.
You're in it.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I love hearing that.
Yeah. Let me move my hair. You know, growing my weave out the way.
I hate the way that your face takes makeup. It's just so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I love sharing all the beauty secrets. I share about the extensions. I share about the skin treatments. I'm getting liposuction in a month. I'm talking about every single one of these things on my channel. And there's this thing called Morpheus 8 that I'm doing. It's like a radio frequency facial. It's really crazy. It like melts the subdermal layer of your skin and like causes cell regeneration.
Oh my God.
I've had so much work done. I don't know where the camera, I've had so much work done.
She's had work done. You know, I think that one of my favorite things to say, like from that movie All About My Mother, one of the characters says, the closer you are to looking like you've always dreamed of looking is the closer you are to being your true self.
Oh, that's
and
sweet,
I really think that's what this is about for me.
Right,
like,
exactly.
I'm like, let me look like I dream of looking, and then I feel happy.
Yep.
And then I can make other people happy, hopefully.
There you go. There you go.
So what are your like next dream partnerships? Like, what are some other partnerships that you'd love to work, other companies that you'd love to work with?
Right. Well, I definitely want to go on and win Miss Universe.
Okay.
Like, fingers crossed.
She's ready.
She's ready. But I feel like I want to get more into the fashion space.
Okay.
I think that's my next big step. I think I want to get more into like the high fashion space because I'm such a consumer. You know, if one day I get to walk for a show in Paris, that would be the dream come true.
Yeah. I know that one of the things you talk about is overconsumption.
Oh, yes.
In fashion, and like, how do you like promote beauty brands and then also promote like the right amount of consumption and people using and making the most of the products that they have?
Absolutely. You know, I think I try to talk about, actually I'm about to post a video on this that's about maximizing product use, and one of my biggest things that my fans know me for is that I blend my foundation with my fingers because it saves so much product. You don't realize how much foundation you waste by using a sponge. Yes.
Oh, wow, okay.
So you should always blend with your fingers first and then go in with a sponge.
And smooth.
Yes. Yeah.
You've just blown my mind. Okay,
you
tell me more. I want more.
Right? You use less product. Same thing with concealer. You can blend your concealer with your fingers first.
Yeah. What are some cheap products that you just love?
Cheap products I love. I love Maybelline Fit Me. Anything Maybelline Fit Me is, a godsend.
Okay.
I actually do love the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. That's one of my go-tos. NYX Brow Gel, obsessed.
As an expert in like sort of finding yourself, what would you tell a young person who's struggling to find out who they are? Like advice that you wish you knew?
My biggest piece of advice to myself is probably, and to all the young, specifically to the trans people out there, there is a whole community waiting to accept you. Even if your situation, your family, your friends, whomever you're surrounded by, and if they're not the most welcoming, just know that there is a community out there that is ready to welcome you with open arms.
Yeah. No matter how different you think you are and alone you are, go to somewhere else and you will find that there is someone who's exactly like you.
Absolutely.
And that is the most beautiful thing.
Right.
Like, what do you feel are the resources that you would recommend?
I would say, especially for the young people who are living in, more rural places that haven't grown up yet, that haven't moved here yet, that haven't, gone to LA or a major city, I would say to find your community online through TikTok, I think it's so beautiful. Like, there's a creator out there who is gonna be looking like you, talking like you, similar to you, and you can look up to them and follow them.
Yeah.
And I feel like that helps you discover yourself, and you're like, oh, I like this and I like that, and I feel like I'm a part of this person's world, but also this person's world. And then it'll slowly help you develop who you are as a person. And then when you move away and you get to go join an IRL community, then you feel like, you're ready for it.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I wish that I had social media in that aspect. There's a lot of things I'm glad I did not have when I was younger, because it took me moving to New York physically to go to my first queer bar, you know what I mean? And meet icons like Peppermint and people that made me feel like, oh, I can be whatever I want to be.
Exactly.
There's a place for me.
Exactly.
Part of the reason I'm doing this series is because I want to be an amazing ally to women, because women have given me so much in my life. And what is something that I can do as an ally to the trans community to create a positive environment for them online, for trans people online, and make it a welcoming space?
The biggest thing I think is still supporting creators, like supporting trans creators. During Black Lives Matter, there was like a whole campaign for Black Trans Lives Matter, and constantly supporting that I think is really important, and bringing awareness to that. Commenting on your favorite creators' posts, and when you see people bullying stuff, report them, like literally report them. All of these apps take bullying and harassment so seriously.
Okay.
And people forget that. Like at the end of the day, it's an algorithm that's gonna take down the comment, A big thing that I feel like a lot of trans women especially get wrong is focusing too much on the outer beauty. Because, that's kind of all that we think is about the transition. It's like, oh, I have to look passing, I have to look cis. That's not the case. Like, you need to focus on your internal beauty and how you feel about yourself aside from the exterior.
I think you're allowed to have days where you feel down.
Absolutely, you're allowed. You're allowed to be like, oh my god, I look like garbage today.
Right. But toxic positivity is like when you won't, I think, allow yourself or others. Like in my understanding, is you won't allow yourself or others to have those bad times.
Right.
But like keeping yourself up, I don't think there's anything toxic about that.
Yeah, and I think just focusing on that like inner person. It's like, who do I want to be if I was just like a spirit floating around in the universe?
Yeah. That's a really beautiful thing, because I think a lot of times I think like, who do I want to be in order to make other people happy?
Exactly.
Or to like look the way that that other people would like. I really like that. Like your consciousness, really.
Yes. Your consciousness.
Yeah, that's amazing. Just want to get this one. Oop.
Did I mess it up?
No, I did. Okay, no, it's okay. We'll get it. So obviously, like, you have the opportunity to work with a lot of brands, And I wonder, do you have a rubric or a requirement for every brand that you work with?
Yes.
Oh, she's ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
How do you decide?
That's a good question. Actually, I require every brand I work with to send me product 2 weeks in advance, and I have to use it for 2 weeks prior to posting.
Okay.
And if I don't like it, I don't work with them.
Okay.
That's my number one rule. I will never promote something that I don't actually like or use on my own skin.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Give me a preview of what you're going to be doing in pageants. I want to know.
Oh gosh.
Like, is there a talent? Is there a what's the deal?
Right. Well, there is no talent because it's Miss.
Same.
Right.
Yeah.
No. I mean, like they. I don't have it. Like you don't have to have a talent for Miss USA. That's for Miss America.
Yeah.
There's a very clear, pageantry rival distinction moment.
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna be a lot of me focusing on how to answer interview questions right, and how to pose, how to smile, how to do the opening dance, little shimmy.
Yeah. How do you face big challenges and not just shake?
I think that's important is I do shake. I do have meltdowns. I do, sit in a room and cry and feel scared to do things. And I think that's okay. It's okay to embrace those emotions because once you go through it and you just remember at the end of the day, it's like you're crossing a bridge. You get to the other side. You can stress out about it. It's high pressure. Have a moment, have a meltdown, move on.
Well, you know what? I had to paint the face of a beautiful woman today, and I was so stressed about it, and I was like, you know what? She's gorgeous. She's gonna stay gorgeous at the end. So I feel like I already followed your advice. Just
thank you.
Keep it moving, give yourself that minute of stress and then move on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me in my little house today.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it so much, and good luck on your date tonight.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I hope I get to see you soon.
Yes, I look beautiful. Thank you for everything.